up and ready to go. Karen, we're ready to go.
Whenever you're ready, Mayor.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of Mayor and Council of the Borough of Glassboro for February 10th, 2026 to order. Karen, could you please read the opening statement?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting, as required by said act, has been provided by adopting a schedule of regular meetings for the year 2026, which schedule was posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board as well as the Borough website and forwarded to both the South Jersey Times and the Sentinel of Gloucester County and filed with the Borough Clerk on January 3rd, 2026.
Thank you. Can we all rise and salute the flag, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Karen, roll call, please.
Mayor Wallace.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Cossabone.
Present.
Mrs. Garlick. Here. Mr. Halter.
Yes.
Ms. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Spence.
Here.
Mr. Melandro.
Here.
Mr. Scafidi.
Present.
Mr. Brunemer.
Thank you. And I'm going to step down off the dais. I have a couple bittersweet presentations to make this evening. Periodically, for those of you that don't know, those people that work for the Borough of Glassboro for greater than 20 years, be it full-time, part-time, or combination of both, I feel it's proper. I started this, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I think it's proper to recognize those individuals that have been at service to Borough greater than 20 years. Some of them you'll find far greater than 20, but you don't hear that very often in this day and age, and it's a lot to be said. So what I do from my desk is I just give a presentation, a little recognition award to those that have served the borough so well, and a letter written from my desk. And for Chucky, it reads this. Greetings, Chuck. I would like to take this opportunity to formally congratulate you on your retirement from the Glassboro Police Department after 25 years of service. You started your career as a Class 2 officer, working your way to being promoted to lieutenant in 2022. Your exceptional work ethic over these past 25 years is a testament to your dedication to the safety and well-being of the residents of Glassboro, as well as taking great pride in what you do. You are a true example of what it means to be a police officer in the Borough of Glassboro. Lieutenant Williams, on behalf of myself and the residents of the Borough of Glassboro, I thank you for your service and wish you all the best in your retirement. With respect, Johnny Wallace.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Pleasure. How did he get the privilege of going down? Huh? Mayor, how did he get the privilege of going down?
They got it.
Madam Melissa, please. Another one from the police department. My letter to Melissa reads this. Greetings, Melissa. I want to take this opportunity to formally congratulate you on your retirement from the Glassboro Records Department after, are you ready? 35 years of service. 35 years of service.
She doesn't even look 35.
Oh, correction, 36, typo, 36 years. We don't want to shortchange you, my dear. Technically 30.
Counting that part-time time.
38 years at a job is
Wow.
quite amazing.
She's studying.
beginning your career in 1987, obviously I can't do math, as a part-time records clerk and becoming a senior records clerk in 1997 is a testament to your outstanding work ethic and dedication to the borough of Gasborough. You are truly an example for others to follow. On behalf of myself and all the residents of the fine borough of Glassboro, I thank you for your service and wish you all the best in your retirement.
You guys made it look bad.
Okay, you did say high school, but.
They all went down, I'm getting mine. Sorry about that, look this up.
Wow, those are two impressive careers. You're both going to be sorely missed. And again, thank you both for your dedication to our residents of the fine borough of Glassboro. That does conclude the ceremonial portion of this meeting. For those of you that wish to stay, you're more than welcome. For those of you that want to go enjoy your lives, we will not be offended if you can choose to do so. Thank you, Clark.
How many years was the Lieutenant Charles? How many years was the Lieutenant Charles? Was 25. 25.
At the door, at the door. He greets everybody at the door, church.
Does he? That's very nice.
Gives out the packages to the kids.
Exactly. Good man. Very nice. All righty. So at this time, I will turn our meeting over to our borough solicitor.
Evening, Mayor. We have a public hearing tonight that is on ordinance 2603, an ordinance of the Borough of Glassboro, Gloucester County, New Jersey, accepting a stormwater management basin agreement from Atlantic City Electric Company, a New Jersey corporation. If council moves for the public portion.
Move the public portion be open.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public that would like to come forward and address ordinance number 26-03.
Seeing none, I move the public portion be closed and the ordinance adopted as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Cossabone?
Yes.
Mrs. Garlick?
Yes.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the reorganization meeting of January 3rd, 2026, and of the regular meeting of January 13th, 2026, as well as the closed executive session of January 13th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. We have no communications this evening, so I'll move to committee reports and begin with Council President Miller.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I'm in receipt of the Highway Department's report. They've really had a tough job this past couple of weeks with all of the snow and the snow removal that they've had to do. And they, along with our Water and Sewer Department, our Police Department, Fire Department, all of our employees have done the best that they could to try to make it more accessible for the residents of Glassboro, considering all of the snow and ice that we've had to endure. So thank you to everyone involved, and that's all I have.
Thank you very much. Councilman Brown,
Good evening, Mayor.
good evening.
I'd just like to congratulate Chuck and Melissa again. I had the privilege to work with them for many of their years here, and I just would like to say congratulations. That's all I had tonight, Mayor.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Councilman Casabon.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I also would like to wish Lieutenant Williams and Melissa the best of retirement, have a healthy and safe retirement. That's all I have.
Nice, thank you. Councilwoman Garlick.
Thank you, Mayor. I
You're
would also
welcome.
like to say thank you for the services of Charles Williams of 25 years and Melissa for 38 years.
38 years.
And we appreciate them serving Glassboro for that time. And I am in receipt of the Park and Rec report. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Councilman Halter.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor. Thank you. Also, congratulations to Chuck and Melissa on their dedication and years of service to Glassboro and the residents and everybody who passes through. Thanks for all that they did. Water and Sewer Department has remained very busy lately with a lot of water main breaks and weather-related issues out there on the streets. Thanks to all the hard work of that department, everything that they're doing to keep the borough up and running day in and day out. Also, echoing some of the other comments about snow removal, obviously this storm is pretty unprecedented in the last 20, 30 years. We haven't really seen anything like it, especially with all the ice and impacts as they continue daily to clear up intersections and crosswalks and things like that, evidenced by their new emerging mountain on the south end of Delsey Drive and Grove Street. So thanks to all the work of all the employees doing everything they're doing to keep our borough open.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilwoman Spence.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
I'm in receipt of the January construction report, and I also wanted to echo others' congratulations to Chuck and Melissa and all the hard work they've done, dedication to this borough, and in particular to the Glassboro Memorial Day Parade. They really work very, very hard to make sure that gets done well and safely, and I really couldn't do it without them, so glad that they're staying on to volunteer after their retirement, so. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Very nice. Thank you very much. All right, we have no unfinished business, so Karen, could you take us through our new business, please?
Yes, Mayor, I need authorization to go out to RFP for built-in air compressor and generator for the Glassboro Water and Sewer Department.
Make a motion to go out for that RFP.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. At this time, I'll ask for engineers report, please, Mark.
Nothing this evening due to weather conditions. Everything is quiet.
Understood. Thank you very much. And at this time, I will once again turn our meeting over to our borough solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. Brief agenda. On our consent agenda, we start with Resolution 84, authorizing release of safety stabilization guarantee for QOZ Self-Storage LLC, 124 South Delsey Drive, Block 427, Lot 10.03, in the amount of $23,680.02, and performance guarantee perimeter landscape buffer in the amount of $16,435 upon the posting of a required maintenance bond. Number 85, authorizing release of administrative fees for Loud Wellness LLC. And Resolution 86, authorizing execution of post-construction compliance form for solar projects on contaminated sites and landfills, Lot 1, Block 357, Lot 1, Block 358, Lot 1, Block 335, CSEP or CSI registration number NJCERE 15595842338. There are the resolutions tonight. Council moves for approval. Roll call vote.
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Casabone?
Yes.
Mrs. Garlick?
Yes.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mayor, we have ordinance tonight, although originally 2 on the agenda. Number 2602 is being tabled, and only action will be on 2605, an ordinance authorizing acceptance of dedication of a 20-foot wide deed of easement between John R. DeFranzo and the Borough of Glassboro for property known as 73 Autumn Ridge Drive, Block 40822, Lot 13, on the Borough of Glassboro tax map. That would be the ordinance for introduction tonight. If council moves for approval, introduction, roll call vote.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Casabone?
That's, yes.
Mrs. Garlick?
Yes.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to open up the public portion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. The public portion is now open to anyone who would like to step forward and address mayor and council.
Those members of the public, if you do wish to speak, there are rules and regulations on the agenda. Most importantly, when you approach, if you would please identify yourself for the record, name and address, and there is a five-minute limitation per person. Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sherry Siner, and I live at 908 North Main Street. I'm coming here over a couple of things, but my first concern is with the snow removal. While I appreciate all the hard work of the borough, I really do, my concern has to do with the students. And since we are a partial, walking district, there are major safety concerns regarding the sidewalks and sidewalks that have not been cleared by residents. So living right on Main Street, you know that that's a very busy road. And I drop my son and a couple of his friends that are a few houses down to school over at Bow in the morning. But then they come and walk back home in the afternoon. So myself, my husband, my neighbor, we can't take off from work to come and pick the kids up. So there were major concerns as far as them returning home from school. There were a bunch of us that were cleared off within, the day or so of the snowstorm. We have a snow blower. We even went around to other areas by our block and, took care of things. But there are about 6 houses still on Main Street that are not cleared with the sidewalks. And my husband did speak to the code enforcement regarding that and what the current ordinances are for the requirements of the homeowners. So there's concerns about that. I think it's time for some new ordinances. I know that, this was a kind of a odd storm to get, but it just kind of shed a light on issues. So there's a responsibility of this borough to make sure that the children that are walking to school, to and from, are safe.
Absolutely.
So, the side roads, they weren't real great off of Euclid, as far as sidewalks, but the roads were better. I wasn't as concerned for cars coming through there. But on Main Street, it was a major concern because even, I know, Gloucester County is the one that was responsible for the road, but they did the 2 lanes and that was it. There wasn't even buffer on the sides of the road for kids to walk. They would have been in the middle of the street. So luckily, I thought of, and it was a few days that they were off from school and people still didn't get things cleared. At Euclid, I said cross over. I'm not sure what that street is, but it's the back street around. And even there were a number of homes that did not clear off their sidewalks. However, again, that was a back street that's not receiving so much traffic. So I'm looking to the borough to tell me what can be done regarding that. The amount of enforcement, from my understanding, if it's over 10 inches, they had 5 days to clear off, which I think is an exorbitant amount of time for that, especially when we're talking about safety. So I think it's important to take a look at that so that when we do have these unusual storms, that this is taken care of. But even if we get a few inches in things, it can become difficult and a safety concern. And the borough is responsible for that. If we are a partial walking district, we're responsible to make sure that these kids are safe. And I'm a taxpayer in this town. I want my child and his friends to be safe as well. So I can see my time's coming down. I have 2 other things just to mention. First of all, we had a very bad car accident at the intersection of Donald Barger Boulevard and Main Street on Sunday. We can look right out our house. I almost was out there, but then luckily I was on the phone with 911 and the response was amazing. That's what I want to say. Praise the first responders. They were there so quickly and, it doesn't seem that anybody had big injuries or anything. So I was very, thankful for that. So with that in mind, that intersection is a major concern as well. I honestly don't use that intersection that often. I will cut around other ways to get around town because I constantly, I would say probably 70% of the time, if not more, that I'm at that intersection, I see people egregiously running the traffic light, especially going Donald Barger up and down. Egregious. And I'm shocked that there aren't more accidents there. And I know that several years back, we had cameras at Delsey and there, and I know that those were taken away for various reasons. But I'd like to know how the borough can support the safety in those areas, in that intersection. And I think it would be appropriate, could I get another minute?
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm going to make a motion to relax the time so you can finish your comment, please.
Second.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second to extend the time. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Please proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That with that intersection, I lost my train of thought with it. That it is very concerning that there are constant people running, you know, the light there. And I don't know if that's why this accident happened on Sunday, but a car ended up on its roof. So, I'm very concerned about that and what the borough can do about that. Oh, I know I was gonna say, I think it would be appropriate to have some left turn signals at that light as well. It's a very heavy trafficked area right there, and I think all directions, there should be a left turn signal so people have a chance to do that. But as far as how you could address the other, I don't know, I leave that to you and the police department, but honestly, you know, the speed coming through there up and down on Main Street, that's a big problem too. We met in the fall, some of us neighbors, with Ms. Spence was nice enough to meet with us and listen to our concerns regarding that. So I think there's things to do. Honestly, you could probably park in that tree lot next to us and you'd be able to pull people over, or you pull up, I think it's Fairview is the road that's right around from us. You can pull people over all the time and maybe people would get used to that. But anyway, I wanted to air my concerns about that. I said great about the response. I think that was pretty much everything.
Thank you.
So, how would we find out, like, what would be the procedures for how you could address any of this?
Well, I can tell you that as far as the intersections are concerned, which that's not that is one of the horrible ones, and we have many horrible ones throughout the
Yeah.
borough. And I can tell you that the problem intersections are actively being addressed by both the county and the state, which kind of control most of those areas,
Okay.
especially with the traffic signals. And the borough, our public safety, our code enforcement with regard to the snow removal, again, it's challenging. I'm not making excuses. But everybody is really busting their humps, and they're working their fingers to the bone, and they're doing the best that they can, which is better than most. Again, not making excuses, because I agree with everything that you say. And we are working to mitigate those things. It did expose some things, which most things that are unprecedented that do happen do expose some things that can be looked at, and we will look at those things and address them. With regards to the traffic, I can tell you, we have our police chief right in the back. If I know him the way I know him, he's going to start putting, concentrating some more eyes in that area and patrolling that area and making sure that we keep people. Listen, that's all. All we preach up here is keeping our residents safe. That's what we're here for. You're absolutely right. And we will do whatever we can to make sure that that's done. So I absolutely appreciate you coming here and airing what you needed to air, because we will certainly look at all of those things.
Okay. And I mean, a lot of those homes that I said are still, at this time, their sidewalks are not clear.
Understood.
And I know it's not easy with it. Actually, it's probably better now since it's gotten a little bit warmer.
Right.
But with the ice on it, if they
Yep.
weren't out after it right away.
You're
And
right.
so it's still undone. So it's like, are people getting fined each day because, or, what's the procedure for all of that?
Well, that
Because it
procedure, I
hasn't-
mean, you have the ordinances, and our code enforcement is very on top of things. They're not laxed, and they're not behind. So they're very on top of things. Are they busy? Absolutely, they're busy. And they're getting to them. And if people are breaking ordinances, they are going to be cited. Absolutely. There's nobody that's free for that, including myself. Like I said, they're working and doing the best that they can, and they're on it. But that doesn't mean if you see something that needs to be addressed, please continue to come and bring it to us, because we need to know. Absolutely.
Okay,
And I thank you.
all right, thank you.
Good evening, Linda Galashaw, Glenridge Drive, Glassboro. I have a couple of concerns. First, kudos to follow up, reiterate what she said. The borough does a really nice job of keeping the residents safe.
Thank you.
The response time of the emergency units is beautiful. It's unheard of in a lot of other towns, but they do a great job at that.
Thank you.
I also want to follow up on the County Road, North Main, where Shelley is. It's not just the sidewalks, it's the street. We don't feel like the lanes have been cleared wide enough for traffic to go back and forth and for people to walk in the street. There's also mailboxes that line North Main, and the mailman is having a terrible time at putting the mail in the box. A lot of the residents have to stand outside and wait for the mailman so they can intercede because they're not getting their mail on a regular basis. It's too hard for him to get to the box. This snow out on the main street of North Main is more than 8 feet, 10 feet out. That's not enough room. I understand that's a county road, but maybe the borough can partner with them in some way in removing that snow, just going down to take another scraping, because not only is it not safe for the kids or the public to walk down, it's not safe to park a car that far out in the street and then get out of the car. It's very dangerous. So maybe we could get an extra scraping, and the snow could be piled up in that tree lot that's right there on the corner doing nothing. If we could have that snow broken up and moved to that lot, that would really alleviate a lot of pressure. So that's what I have to offer on that, and you can tell me if that's possible, if you could go out and do that scraping to try to remove some of it, because it is very dangerous, and especially bad for the mailman. So with that in mind, I would think that the county could be contacted to come and do that removal. The second thing I'd like to talk about is Black History Month. Could you enlighten me on what the council or the borough has planned for Black History Month? We're now on day 10, and I have not seen anything posted, or I know of nothing that the borough is doing for Black History Month. Not that I'm a pro-black person, but I am for the proliferation and continuation of my people. I'm concerned about the presentation, the attitude, and the confidence that our youth may have when they don't see the positivity in the black community and what we have to add to the table. So if you could let me know about that tonight. Okay, the other is the bathrooms, the wooden bathroom. Could you update me on the status of that? I know that there's a survey somewhere down here where residents can ring in on it. I'd like to know what we have decided to do, being that there were 2 other proposals or 2 other offers of a contractor doing the building in brick. What have we decided? Are we still going forward with the wooden bathroom that costs just as much as a brick building? I'd like to know the answer on that. Trying to get information on the budget. What are the final numbers? Are we at a big deficit? What are we looking at? I want to know, because I'm a taxpayer, and my taxes have already gone up due to the school, so I want to know what else are we looking at. This is a horrible winter, and it did come in on the end, so I don't know what the repercussions will be for that. I have 2 other concerns. Is the projection of the town. I see we're getting a 3rd marijuana dispensary. Now, all I seem to see is dispensaries and fast food. Is there any other plans? Because again, this is becoming a college town. We're responsible for more than 20,000 students in their health. And all we seem to be offering is fast food and marijuana. They're both in very close proximity of where the college is. I'm really concerned about that. And the congestion that's being formed on Delsey and Donald Berger or Heston is ridiculous. Where was the infrastructure to be put in place when you start adding all these fast food restaurants? They're causing a very big backup on the roads that are closely related to Delsey Drive, especially like 5 o'clock, as she said. It's a madhouse just trying to get across the street. So I'd like to know about that projection. What else do we plan to put in our town other than fast food and marijuana? And then my final question, I wrote it on here somewhere. I know I only have 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. I had one other question. Is anybody going to allow for that?
Yeah, I'll,
There's a motion on the floor to extend.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. You may continue.
Okay. I'm concerned, the easement that's just been passed and approved, could you tell me why that's necessary, or why
Which
is that?
easement are you referring
Water meter,
to? Huh?
the water meter.
No, the easement with the private property.
Up in Autumn Ridge, up above Autumn.
Oh, that's a water main.
The water main. I'm
Oh, it's
sorry.
just the water main? I thought there were two. No? Okay, and just to update you on the proposal for the the Juneteenth parade that we'd like to do. I've been speaking with the person that does an annual parade, and she is interested in partnering with me and a few others of the community, small organizations, that we'd like to put together something this Juneteenth. She's willing to surrender her date to us to do this. And we are looking to use the square to do it. I've already spoken with Mr. Clark, gotten the basic information, and I think by next week I can give you the proposal on it. We're just a little concerned about the part where we're not going to be allowed to make any type of profit, because again, how will we pay for this the next time if we're not able to collect any funds from the event? Can somebody answer that? That's
I think
it.
there's a difference between collecting funds and making a profit. You could collect funds. I think what we put in place is if there's any profit made, that it goes back to the borough, because what would stop anyone from using the town square for profitability? We have events that collect funds.
Right. Oh, so you're saying it's a total reimbursement of whatever expenses we
No, I'm
spent to
saying-
get?
I'm saying you can collect funds. I would have to understand your whole project before saying exactly what you do. But we don't want people making a profit and using our town square. Because as I've said to you before, I'm all for Juneteenth being in there. I've been there, that for several years. But what's to stop if the Juneteenth celebration is making a profit for an individual? What's to stop the St. Anthony's Festival from making a profit for a specific individual? That's all I'm saying.
Well, they do raise that for,
Oh,
they do
excuse
have
me,
that for.
Excuse me, Ms. Gaucho. I don't want this to turn into a back and forth.
No, I
have a
just want to
list-
understand that
Excuse me, ma'am.
question.
I have a list of questions here that I want to answer in your given time,
Okay.
and there may be
Great.
others. So I
Thank
would
you.
want to allow you to finish your thoughts, and then we can address all the questions that you have before us, rather than getting a dialogue.
Okay, very good.
Yep. So,
I'm waiting for the answers then.
have you finished all your thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with regards to the snow on Main Street, we can reach out to the county. It is county road. If they can come out and do it, we could certainly reach out to them. As far as Black History Month is concerned, I don't know of anything that the borough proper is doing for it, but as far as our young people knowing that they are, because that's what you said, that our young people are not knowing about what's going on with Black History, I can assure you that
I
at
didn't say
least
that.
3 people on this dais are going to be attending multiple Black History events at Bow School, at Bullock School, and other areas in town. So we do support and recognize Black History Month. If we do something proper in the borough, that is not being done. If we could look into it for maybe next year, that's something we can look into. As far as the bathrooms at Ellesmere Park, they're moving ahead forward with the original plan. There was a survey that went out. That survey met, I think, over 60 responses, am I right? Over 60 responses from residents. There was a public hearing here, so residents could come out and voice their concerns.
And we did.
There was one person that came out, and the bathrooms are moving all ahead full. As far as I know, the last time I was out there, the roof is on, so all the insides, and so the structure is up. And when the weather breaks, I'm sure they're gonna finish everything up. I'm gonna jump the budget and let Ed answer the budget, but as far as marijuana and fast food, we're putting up housing units, ma'am.
Yes.
All over the place, and single families, apartments. There's other things coming along here. I am unaware of a third marijuana dispensary because the borough has only allotted 2, so I'm not aware of that. And as far as the fast food like that, if these people come here and they're vetted out, it is done. There is a process. People, they just don't show up and throw up a fast food place. There is a process, and it's done very meticulously. So to say that we're full of fast food and marijuana, I would have to tend to disagree. As far as well, you got the water main, you got that answer for that ordinance, and do you want to address the thing with the budget?
The budget's always a concern, especially when you have health benefits that are going to start you $800,000 to $1 million in the hole. But what this staff did this year is they created, for the second year in a row, we have a high deductible plan, which dramatically reduced our healthcare contributions.
Very good.
I think, not gonna pat ourselves on the back, but if the borough was not run as well as it is, we would be realizing some big increases. And I've been involved 25 years, 19 years as a council person, many years as the finance chair. We haven't raised taxes in many years. Last year we did to recreate our surplus. I think the development we have in this town is going to create additional revenues. It's still too early in the process. We will probably be introducing in March. We have one more meeting. My bet would be at this point, and the governing body doesn't even know this, maybe a 2 to 3 cent increase, a very minor increase on the budget.
Thank you, sir. That was very thorough of you.
Well, thank you very much.
Mayor, can I say something also?
Sure.
Ms. Galashaw, we welcome other type of food establishments, but no one has really come to approach us, because we'd love to have a nice steakhouse or a nice seafood restaurant, but so far, most of the people that have approached us to open an establishment has been fast food restaurants. So, if
Well, is
you
it
know of
possible that we
anyone-
could solicit through the Economic Development Department?
I'm
and go
sorry?
and- Is it possible to solicit these restaurants and businesses that offer a family environment, a full meal, hall of celebration? We only seem to be locked down to the Landmark.
Well, no one has come
That's
to
not
us.
true.
We'd like for people to come to us, so, because you have a vast knowledge of different things, perhaps there's some restaurants you could reach out to and ask
Right.
them to come and approach us, and we'd love to sit down and talk with them about it.
Yeah, we'd like to see that.
very
Thank you
much.
for your information.
You're welcome.
Again, I'm going to come back because I'd like to know the percentage of the rentals with the new development that you're doing. How much of that property and those projects are rental, and how much is up for home ownership? Because it does make a difference. We seem to be losing families and getting renters.
Well, yeah, we can't determine rentals for things that aren't up yet, because this person can buy it and then rent it out.
But I will tell
But
you.
in the plan that was presented to
Well,
zoning.
the plan is to sell, they're residential properties, but that's not gonna stop a person from buying a home or an apartment and then turning around and renting it
What
out.
we've tried to do with the new homes that you see, I don't mean to interrupt
No,
you, with
go
the new
ahead.
homes, with
Yeah.
the new homes going up and any new apartments that you may see,
Right.
there are restrictions on who can rent those. And if we're challenged, we very well may lose, I don't know, but we put them in. For example, if the townhomes, I believe the rule for the new duplexes, townhomes that are going up, is if an investor does buy that, in the HOA docs, the person whose name is on the lease, everyone's name on the lease, has to be making 2.5 times the rent. So just say if an investor buys it, they rent it for $2,000 a month, let's use round numbers for 3, I can't calculate, 2.5. But if they rent it for $2,000, that's $24,000, they'd have to make 3 times that, have to make $72,000 a year. So trying to keep students out, what we're trying to do in this downtown is exactly what you're encouraging us to do, is create a walkable, bring families back, and that's one of the ways that we're doing it with these homes. There's been no redevelopment agreement since I've been administrator, and even before that, that does not have that HOA restriction in it. The Poplar Square Apartments, not a lot of students in there. You know why? They got that in their agreement. I live in a townhome on Poplar Street. If I want to rent my townhome, it's got to be the same thing. So we are doing stuff to restrict that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Have a good night.
You do the same, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Wallace.
Good evening.
I'm Sean Feeney. I live
Sean.
on Columbia Road. And I also wanted to express the concerns of the room tonight with regards to the snow plowing and the ice management. So I am a college student. I live on Columbia Road South and particular routes on Columbia Road North, on the corner of Girard and US 322, all along 322, and including areas near the railroad track are still extremely unsafe, whether you're walking or biking. Now this does not just apply to college students, as it does to me, but also to high schoolers in the area and anyone in that Chestnut Ridge area. I've seen issues over in Chestnut Ridge with regards to the triangular shaped open lots. They weren't cleared up until a couple of days ago, and I've heard other people express concerns regarding that. In and around the university and high school is quite good. The snow removal itself, you guys have done a wonderful, wonderful job, and I thank you very much for it.
Thank you.
But the specific areas, like with regards to open lots, areas that need access to sidewalks or are dirt trails or anywhere in between, a lot of those have been overlooked, especially if they're in regards to private land. I think that I should call on our ordinance people to increase accountability for not just the tenants, but also the landowners and the residents, not just the people who are owners of the land, but the people who are renting the land as well. I'm a renter myself, and it's my responsibility to shovel the driveway, shovel the sidewalk so that the mailman can get up to the door, and all those kinds of things. And I think that that responsibility should be made clear to everyone in Glassboro, especially those who live right on the edge of the college campus. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very well.
Seeing nobody else, I will make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Second to approve all duly authorized bills.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve all duly authorized bills. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
I have one abstention as noted with the clerk.
Very
Everything else
nice,
is good.
very nice. Abstention noted. Motion still carries. Any closing comments from you, Ed?
Just a couple of quick comments. Again, I'd like to congratulate Chuck and Melissa. You know, it's not often that you have two people like Chuck and Melissa where never a bad word has been said about it. There's just never been a bad word said about either of those two people. And that's a lot for their character and who they are. The other thing, you know, I've heard the complaints about you know, getting the snow removed and so on. What I will tell you is we are trying. We are trying. I know it's not good enough when it hits your block. I understand that. I've never gotten more phone calls. They continue to, Councilwoman Spence calls me every morning. And we try to make the contacts. This morning was with Nexus in Academy Street, on Rowan Boulevard. What I will tell you is, when we have a snowstorm like this, we try to do our best. If we were equipped to do everything right away, your taxes would go through the roof. They would. So what we try to do is get out there as quickly as possible. And what I've heard throughout Gloucester County is Glassboro's done a good job. That's what I've heard. That's what I try to stay on top of the people. We've worked diligently, around the clock to get this. They were carting away snow today, still. And honestly, when I saw them carting away the snow, I was thinking to myself, are we utilizing our best resources knowing that it's going to be melted in a possible few days? And I said, nope, they know better than me. They took care of the snow. So I'm going to defend the employees here. Again, I'm not saying you are wrong in any way. We will try to do a better job. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
That's right.
But I have an obligation. I know how hard these folks are working, and I would feel not good about myself if I didn't go home tonight and actually stand up for them. They are around the clock. They were around the clock. The hard part with this snow, as you mentioned, after it snowed, it froze. It froze. That was the hardest part. So 10 inches, I get it. It's not that much, right? I was around for the snowstorm in '96. We had the real big one. I mean, that was terrible. That might have been easier to dig out than this one because of the ice. So I hear you. We will work on it. Know that we are trying our best. We really are, but I just needed to defend the borough employees on that, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Well, thank you, and my comments, just to follow up with that, and I tried to express that to you, Ms. Sherry, is that, yeah, like, we get it, and I tell you, if you knew, because we talk to these guys and ladies that are out there huffing it every day, trying to clear the stuff out, and they do, they take a lot of pride in their work, they take great pride in their work. And when they hear negativity, it hits them home. It hits them home in the gut. And, you know, you can imagine how if you're busting your hump at something and somebody's beating you down, it can be demoralizing. If there are borough streets and anything the borough is responsible for, the borough is taking care of it, I can guarantee you. If they haven't gotten to it yet, they will get to it. I can assure you, because that's who we are. With regards to the county and the state roads, we will stay on them and do the best they can, because you're absolutely right. On and around the ridge, especially when you're coming out towards 322, it's kind of brutal there. There's a lot of foot traffic there. And like I said, the borough does the best they can, but we can't really encroach on state and county roads. That's their responsibility. And we can do our part to answer some of the residents that were up here. We can do our part with making other people responsible for what they're to do as well. But I can assure you, it doesn't mean that we, like I said, we didn't get to you yet, we're getting to you. That's how the borough works. But that doesn't mean that you don't come out here, you see something wrong, we want to encourage you. Please come out and tell us. And to everybody that's come out here tonight, I thank you. I encourage you to come out and stay involved. To those of you that came up here and spoke this evening, thank you. Please continue to do so. It's the only way that we here as a governing body can know everything that's going on, good, bad, or indifferent within the borough, because we're just a few people up here. You have many more eyes and ears, and you see what's going on in your neighborhood, and you see what's going on in your neighborhood. And we need to know, because we want to make the quality of life for each and every one of you to be the best around. That's our goal. Again, congratulations to Melissa and to Chucky. You're going to be sorely missed, but boy, did you two earn it. And with that, I will.
Motion to adjourn.
Here we
Second.
go. And I have a motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Again, thank you everyone very much. Have a nice evening. Next regular meeting will be February 24th, 2024, 6 p.m. Please, everybody, stay warm.